With the aim to shine the spotlight on India's astounding growth story fueled by businesses across sectors, CNBC TV18 and Salesforce present Bharat Trailblazers. Now, in this series, we will be speaking to leaders who've created successful and impactful businesses through sheer grit, perseverance and an innovative mindset. We will decode the current business landscape, the challenges they faced, how technology has enabled them to overcome obstacles, as well as their future plans. On the show today, we have Mr. Rafiq Kumar Shafi, who is the head of sales operation at Syngene International, a leading contractual research company which provides integrated research services across pharmaceutical, biotechnology, nutrition, animal health, consumer goods and specialty chemical companies worldwide. Mr. Shafi, welcome to CNBC TV18, and let me begin by asking you about the changes that have happened in the last few years since the pandemic. Acceleration of digital adoption, that's no longer an option anymore, right? I mean, we are seeing companies adopt technology, change the way they do business. So as one of the leaders in your space, what have been the big trends that you've seen and the transformation that has taken place since?
Ritu, thank you for having me on the show. Let me start by saying, COVID-19 pandemic has been a catalyst for change for the pharmaceutical industry as a whole. We've seen a sudden shift towards focus on speed. There's been a lot of focus on digital adoption. Innovation has been a key area because everybody wants to look at new approaches to discovering new medicines. And the partnership with CROs, which are contract research organizations like Syngene, have really flowered or bloomed during this time. And there are reasons for this, right? So the world has seen that during the pandemic, vaccine development, which used to normally take years, has been done under a year.
In a couple of years, yes.
Now, if you look at the average cycle of developing a drug, it's anywhere between 10 to 12 years, where companies spend close to about $1 billion or upwards of $1 billion to finally bring a drug to market. And that includes the cost of failures along the way. And to give you a sense of it, out of the 5,000 to 10,000 compounds that are initially tested, about 5 of those make it to a preclinical stage.
From 10,000 to 5? Oh, goodness.
And of the 5, only 1 makes it to a final drug. So that's the journey that a drug goes through. But that has really innovation and adoption of digital use of AI and ML has completely changed the landscape, and expectations have completely changed.
How so?
Yeah, because people have seen that it's possible to do this much faster. So CROs and pharma companies have really had to adopt. And what has also happened for industries such as us is that if you've seen during the pandemic lockdown, globally companies, including pharma companies, had to scale down their operations, especially in their research labs. Now, what we demonstrated in Syngene is that we were able to bring our entire workforce back into the offices and labs, because we could not stop critical drug development work.
Can't happen from home.
Exactly. And that really helped us deliver on projects, projects that really saved human lives, which also meant that pharma companies started seeing the benefit of partnering with companies like us. They looked at it as an extension of their internal scientific teams. Right? If I look at the entire employee base of Syngene today, right, almost 70% of them are scientists. Of that, about 10% are PhD holders. So we have very, very deep scientific technical skills, with which we've been able to deliver great value to our customers globally. And of course, the inclusion of AI in everything that we do has also been able to help us shorten the drug life cycle, discovery life cycle. So these are some of the big changes that we're seeing in the industry today.
As a company that's working across sectors with clients, you've built multiple relationships over the years, right? Would you attribute the success that you've had to a certain X factor that is helping Syngene stay ahead of competition?
So, we work with 15 of the world's top 20 pharmaceutical companies. And I think what has been the big X factor for us is that we cover the entire life cycle of a drug in terms of our offering, from discovery to development and to manufacturing. Now, there are not many, so we are like a one-stop shop, right? So that really has been a big advantage for customers or clients who come to Syngene, saying that I want to
go through the entire life
cycle of a drug development, right? Second, we have set up a greenfield manufacturing facility at Mangalore, which again further strengthened our position as a one-stop shop solution provider for companies, pharma companies. And what is also done, it is actually increased the capacity for India's capacity in the contract manufacturing space. The third aspect is that we are one of the world's foremost leaders when it comes to animal drug discovery services.
Okay.
And we've really come out with some very pioneering projects in that space.
Well, that's a whole lot of insight into the work that you're doing. But as a sales leader, what are some of the typical challenges that you come across? And is it technology that's helping you overcome this, or how do you deal with it?
Yeah. So obviously technology cannot solve everything by itself.
Yeah.
We need to have a bunch
Human
of things.
intervention?
Human intervention processes and all of that, right? But in the light of the pandemic again, I think what happened was that we realized that there were a lot of travel restrictions, obviously. And most of our sales force was based out of India, our sales team, right? And they could not get across to regions because majority of our business comes from North America, US and the Europe.
I see.
Yeah, so what we did was that we expanded our global teams. We started hiring people in those geographies so that they can be closer to the customer. The same was true for the customer too. They could not travel down to India to look at our labs and manufacturing facilities.
So look at contract research then.
Yeah, because see, we are talking about, we got 2 million square feet of installed capacity in our labs and square feet of space, right? Now, most customers feel comfortable only when they see the place, because seeing is believing, right? So what we also did was that we created immersive experiences for customer by launching, you can actually have a virtual tour of our facilities if you were to go onto the Syngene website.
Yeah.
So try and get the customer as close to Syngene as possible. And those are some of the methods that we adopted to ensure that technology actually is able to help us bridge the gap.
I see. All right, so using technology to bring the customer closer to, as close as possible to the lab to see what's going on. But you have what, 400 active clients? I think 413 patents with clients.
Yep.
All of these sales processes, I suppose, were manual before the pandemic, and now they're more automated. Tell us how you went about the process and the kind of efficiency you've seen, since you've automated it.
So it's a good question. We have actually benefited from implementing automation and technology immensely.
Yeah.
So we were able to standardize our processes. Like I said earlier, you cannot, technology alone cannot take you all the way. You need to have the best of breed processes along with technology to ensure that you succeed. So and we looked at it not merely just as a sales transformation exercise. Right? We had to look at the entire organization as a whole. And what we did was we set out some objectives. The first being that we said, let's become a 100% paperless operation. So which helps in maintaining data integrity.
Yeah.
We brought in digital tools to help with customer controls, scientific system controls, and process controls. Right. The third thing is that we defined an integrated set of an organization-wide integrated set of processes to streamline client interactions. And of course, we also used analytics and BI to help us with decision making.
Yeah.
So a bunch of these things. Now, what led the pack, obviously, was that we implemented Salesforce.com as our customer relationship management application, which also helped us redefine some of the sales processes according to the global best practices.
I see.
Right? So I think a whole bunch of some of these steps really came together to help us get to the benefits of automation. And
any specific examples you'd like to share with our audience about what kind of efficiency that brought in?
Yeah. So so the first thing that comes to my mind is that our ability to actually close deals and have better conversations with customers.
Yeah.
Right? We were able to track the opportunity life cycle to take critical decisions at any given point in time.
You've spoken a lot about how at Syngene you're deploying technology to see more efficiency across segments. I think our audience loves numbers. So if you could share, if that investments have led to a certain level of improvement, any examples that you could give us?
Yeah, sure. So if I look at our sales activity and engagement, I mentioned we implemented Salesforce, and the business development executive on the field,
yeah.
he has access to information and ability to engage customers more effectively. That is definitely improved by, I would say, almost 50%. Right. The second area could be marketing engagement, and I spoke about the different channels that we're deploying out there, digital channels that we use to reach out to customers. There again, I think our response rates have actually improved. because earlier it used to be, spray and pray when you send out 1,000 emails, right? So today we are able to have more targeted campaigns by integrating bulk email campaigns along with Salesforce, and that itself has also increased our response rate by probably about 20% over what it was earlier. And the third aspect was that we noticed a definite improvement in our win rates. And obviously, because we are having much better quality of conversations with the customer, there again, there was, I would say, about 20% improvement in our win rates overall.
What would you say was the use of technology in shaping your digital campaigns to boost your sales pipeline, to boost your productivity? Any specific cases you could share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing that we did was, we have multiple channels that we reach out to customers from, right? So we have social media campaigns, we take part in events and conferences globally, we have roadshows globally. Now, what the CRM helped us do was to actually, bring some method to the madness, so to speak, right? So today, if a customer makes an inquiry through my website or web portal, it automatically gets channeled into my CRM, which is through Salesforce, right? So we don't miss out on any potential opportunity. The second part is when when my teams are going to attend a conference or a roadshow, we are able to create meeting instances in Salesforce so that the salesperson on the field, the moment the meeting is over, is able to quickly capture all the important actions from the particular meeting. Right? So we had a combination of these aspects coming in.
So tightening the process, so to speak, to avoid any intelligence leaks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you will think that you'll go back at the end of the day and start filling out whatever you need to fill out, but it never happens.
You might forget by the end of the day.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, you're working with leading pharmaceutical biotechnology companies. I wanted to understand, when it comes to navigating the regulatory environment or even getting their products to market more quickly, how are you working with them to do this?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, this is a highly regulated market because you're dealing with health and lives, right? So we have to be audit ready all the time. So we actually
inspections.
Oh yeah, because we've actually implemented systems and AI and tools which actually helps us be audit ready anytime, and that's really the mantra that we follow. So it is not just only for an inspection that you have to be audit ready. You have to be ready all the time.
24/7. Yes.
24/7. And what also helped us getting there was that we implemented a lot of AI tools. So, for example, we have a in-house artificial intelligence platform, which actually helps reduce errors while doing all your testing.
Okay.
So, because like I mentioned earlier in the conversation, when you're testing 5,000 to 10,000 compounds, you should try and minimize the mistakes that you would make. So if I want to understand what is the toxicity of a compound, which can lead to failures in the future, I can use AI to predict that much earlier in the cycle than much later in the cycle, by reducing cost and increasing your speed of drug discovery. The other aspect is that we've also implemented certain enterprise tools, which actually gives a sort of a toolkit to the scientists that we have to play around and simulate a lot of the testing on a real-time basis. So a bunch of this technology. So obviously, all of this adds up to ensuring that you're always on top of your game, and that you have the best regulatory framework that you can define, and pharmaceutical companies find value in that.
Before we close, we have to ask you for a word of advice you'd give, to people out there, people in your industry and outside, on how best can you deploy intelligent automation to achieve efficiency, to boost productivity, to deliver better results?
Great question, Ritu. And I would start by saying, and it might sound a bit cliched, define your objectives very clearly. And in any digitization and automation project, what typically happens is that you start with some lofty goals, and along the way, a lot of things get added in, and then finally, it dilutes the entire objective that you started it from. So first, define your objectives very clearly. Second is be committed to investing in technology. And again, not technology for technology's sake, but you really have to align it to whatever you've defined to be your goals, right? The other aspect would be that how do you accelerate learning? Now for that, you have to network very well, talk to people in the network, peers in the industry, understand what others are doing, right? I think so these are some of the top things that come to my mind. And in fact, I think one final word I would also add is that understand what is your level of maturity, your business's maturity level, right? because there is always a tendency is that, that product looks very nice, let me go and implement that. But you should understand where is your business maturity today.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach you can
Absolutely
plug into your business.
Exactly.
All right. There's plenty to take away from there. Thank you very much for your time here, and it's been very insightful speaking with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruthi.